we are joined by a special guest today. We are joined in the gym by Toby Bassett. How you doing, young man?
Yeah, all good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, mate, thank you for having us in your gym. It has certainly changed since the last time I was here, as I was telling you before.
Yeah, it's changed a lot.
Mate, it's very, very nice in here, isn't it, Ali?
Yeah, it is, to be fair. I've never been in there, so it's just nice.
Proper spitting sawdust, that's how we like it.
Yeah.
You can't believe that he's never been in a gym, can you? Have you seen the size of his arms?
We'll get him into the gym next week.
Mate, he's a cobra, this one, I'm telling you that.
We'll have him on the pads.
Well, we'll see about that one later. To be fair, in the message he sent me earlier, he was like, please don't let you go on the pad. Please don't. Just you, Sam, yeah? So, we've got some questions that we'd like to ask you, and I think our public would want to hear. So, let's kick off with the main question. How did you get into boxing?
Well, I'll go from the start. So, school, never really good at it, is what I always say. So school was never really good at it. Reading, writing, didn't really bother.
I thought you were about to tell me you got beat up by them at Pave lads then.
No, never. I would have all of them. But yeah. But so, at school, never really good. Reading, writing, all that shit. Didn't really like it. So I started off doing sports. I've always been a sporty lad. Football, rugby, even done a bit of basketball. I've always been a bit sporty.
I don't know. Somebody's told me what football team you support, and I don't think you like football, do you?
Up the Villa.
That's
what
we'll go back to that in a bit.
We'll go back to that in a bit.
Yeah, we'll go back to that one.
But yeah, so I've always been sporty my whole life, and just kind of like, just kept going from there really. So I've done football, stopped that, done a bit of rugby, stopped that. Then I went on to like combat sports, so I've done a bit of Wing Chun, done that for about how many years, would you say?
Oh, mate. Yeah, probably about sort of 3 or 4 years. Yeah, I got him into that really sort of thing. Like it just burns some energy.
And what is that?
Wing Chun, right? So it's obviously it's a martial art. Let's hold that, mate, because you look a bit of a lemon. Yeah. Right. So yeah, it's just like a self-defense martial arts. Like. Okay. So the principles, basically, I'm not going to go on about it because I'll just bore the shit out of everybody. But the principles of it is all about like working on the centre line, similar to like what boxing is. Like you close quarter boxing, so to speak. So I got him into that. He quite enjoyed it. I think we was inspired to do that by the films Ip Man and things like that.
Does that sound similar to Krav Maga? Is that what it's called? That
yeah, no, I mean that's more sort of close with the hands and all that sort of thing. Like, but yeah, I mean that's a bit of a specialist one there. Like, but yeah, it was good. But I think it just got to a case. He got to about sort of 15, 16, and it was like, yeah, I really want to sort of have a scrap now, sort of thing, because it was all about technical stuff, and a young man.
You want to hurt somebody, don't you, mate?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, it was an old man thing, you know.
Pretty much. So I got to like a point where I thought I want to be sparring more. I wanted to get a bit more physical and that lot, and it didn't really involve that too much. So I thought, try boxing, and then came here. Well, I went Pro Action. Sorry, that was a different gym, only for about 6 months, something like that. Not a long time. I was gonna have a fight there, but that fell through. So then I came to this gym. First day in the gym. Threw me in the ring, battered me, but I loved it. It was weird. I come back home and thought, I'm buzzing. I want to do that again. Then from there, just hasn't stopped really. For about 6, 7 years now, been doing it.
Yeah. So let's move on. What made you take the professional step?
So I've been fighting amateurs. I had about 33 fights, and as we were saying earlier, I've always had a pro style. I've never been like upright, tippy tappy, in and out. I've always come forward, try and take your head off really. So I thought it got to a point in my career where I thought it just felt right to turn over. I was going to turn over a couple of years, but COVID happened, which messed a lot of things up. But yeah, it was just right time really, just to turn over.
This question is maybe because it's not relevant, but we're going to go for it anyway. Who are your boxing idols? Because if you didn't start in boxing, like generally boxers have their idols because they've looked at them since. One of
them stands. I've got loads, but one of them stands out, and it's from you, and it's Nigel Benn.
Okay, yeah.
Just it's pure aggression. The way he fought.
And for our viewers, that's the British boxer, isn't it?
Yeah, the British boxer. Yeah, Conor Benn's father. Yeah. Just his style. I liked how he come forward. He was trying. He's just
no messing.
Yeah, no messing about. He just comes for a fight, and then I go on to Haggler. War. That's his motto. Just come forward, try and take your head off. There's no stopping him. But more old school, fighters for me. You got Haggler, you got Thomas Hearns, you got Roberto Duran. There's loads of them, loads.
Fab Four, that was a big influence. Like when I was younger, Fab Four. So Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, and Thomas Hearns, and that style of boxing is just timeless. They're beautiful to watch. And they had some great wars and all that. Same with Ben as well.
Proper pugilists, those, aren't they?
Yeah. You can sit and watch them for hours and hours.
Not
Yeah.
so much Ben, he wasn't so much of a pugilist, like, but you know, he entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about your nickname, obviously being Thunder.
Yep, Toby Thunder Bassett.
How did
Remember that?
how did that come about?
To be fair, it's just we just sat down one day and we just thought of Thunder. Literally, we just sat there.
I think it just evolved, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just...
You know, all the lads like, oh, what's your nickname, blah blah blah, and I just said Toby Thunder, and it just clicked from there. And from there, we got our own T-shirts from it and all that lot. Yeah, so just pretty much just came to us really.
Don't overthink it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's better to have one that just comes to mind.
Yeah,
than
exactly.
instead of
Don't-
just sitting there.
It's what we do down here, especially like with the amateur lads. There's everything as well. Like, I mean, all the kids, they're great. You know, they've got great personalities and all that. And yeah, I'll use Richard as an example. Like big, was he Latvian? Is he something like that? So from the Baltics, like, and he's 6 foot something, like, and he's just like. Ivan Drago out of and I call it the Baltic Bomber. Like, you give him nicknames.
Oh, I love
like,
it. If he dies, he dies.
Yeah. So he's the Baltic Bomber, like, and he loves it. The kids love it. You give them a name, and they either tell you it's crap or they, I like that, you know. And that's kind of how it just happens down here. When people just keep it or make their own up, sort of thing. It's just a bit of fun.
Yeah, it's certainly brand building, isn't
Yeah,
it? So
yeah.
when you get a little bit bigger, which obviously you will do, people will
Definitely.
know your nickname rather
Yeah,
than...
exactly.
So for me personally, when I wasn't quite into boxing quite so much, I knew nicknames. So I knew the Bronze Bomber. Didn't particularly know his name, but I knew his nickname and what he stood for and that type of stuff. So we are going to move on to your pro career, because obviously you touched on the amateurs. Actually, we'll probably go back to your amateurs. So you won a few belts.
Well, I didn't win any belts in the amateurs, but I won a lot of national. What was it? Northeast.
Yeah, there was
something.
like regional, national titles now. Like, so we touched on it before. It's like what you know when you're fighting in the nationals, you have to go through the stages. So there's like prelims and then knockouts and one thing and another. Like, so you kind of just build in. It's tricky. Sometimes you get lucky. You get what's called a bye. You know, because.
Sucker free it through,
Yeah, you know, you get a pass, more or less, sort of thing. Like, and we've had a couple of those over the years, sort of thing. Like, but
Is that the way you want it to be, though? Wouldn't you want
no,
a box?
not really. Like, I mean, because you know, you can get somebody who get a bye right to the finals, and all of a sudden they pick up a belt, and you see it all the time, and you're like, well, you've done nothing for it, but fair play, nobody else in there, you know, and for whatever reason, like, so
If someone gives you the opportunity, you're never going to say no, are you?
no, of course, like, so, I mean, the belt thing, it's never been really like a big thing for us in the club sort of thing, like, but we're going for those competitions. If they've got a belt for it, then they've got a belt for it, like. You can only deal with what's in front of you, like, and, but he's picked up sort of titles along the way, so, shall we say, like, you know, Northeast champion. When you fight in the regions and you win that regional one, you become that regional champion. So, like for example, he was East Midlands champion. Then we went on to fight the guy who was the Northwest champion, and we beat him.
Okay.
You know, pretty much knocked him out. Like, and then you take his title as well. So you
Oh,
know
so
what I
you
mean.
take both?
So basically, when you're the champion, like you win the final sort of thing, you're king of them all sort of thing, like because you beat
nice.
everyone.
Nice.
But,
Which one is your favourite one? Which one has been your favourite?
In your amateurs?
Yeah, in your amateurs.
my favourite fight, would you
yeah,
say?
Yeah.
Oh, God, there's loads.
Anyone cheesed you off that you just wanted to kick his head?
Well, to be fair, the one I got robbed in, you wouldn't think that, but Sam King, I think he had it was like 7-time national champion, GB boxer, England boxer. You know, I had loads of this stuff in his resume, and I went out there and I schooled him, but I didn't get the decision. But I knew deep down, I weren't even mad or anything, because I knew, I won the fight. Do you know what I mean? So that's one of them. Home show.
you know he won the fight.
Yeah, home show. Home show. Well, when I fought that guy from the Matrix gym, that was just an all-out brawl, and it was just so entertaining. The crowd was going mental.
I think this is the thing, like, you know, we're going back to his, like, he's got that pro style about him. He gets involved, he entertains the crowd, he has a great fight, and he don't bloody need to a lot of the time. But there you go. And he has been in some barnstormers, like, so.
But ultimately, if you're the casual boxing fan, you want to see those barnstormers rather than, than a tippy-tappy standing behind your guard.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just like to entertain, so that's my main thing.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah, you know,
you know it's about winning, but
It's about winning
it's
now.
entertainment.
But people pay money to see boxing, and they want to see some action, because you can go to some boxing shows and it's just a bit dull and boring, which it's going to happen sometimes. But I like to get the crowd going. You know, that's That's the main thing for me. As long as the crowd's happy, I'm happy.
That's definitely why the McPave family like you, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good lads, yeah.
It's one of those things in amateur boxing. Like it's just, you get a lot of young kids who develop that sort of amateur boxing style, and they've probably got aspirations of getting noticed by Team GP and things like that. Like so, they box a certain way, and it can be deemed as boring. Like you don't really get that many great fights, sort of thing. But we always try and, when we're matching our lads up in the shows and we always try and we never easy match them.
Yeah.
We put them under it because we want to test them. It's like I was saying,
Nothing worthwhile is ever easy, is it?
You're only going to get better if you go in with somebody who's better than you. And learn from it.
Next question rather than point. Your pro debut, points decision over the big Latvian lad.
Yeah.
I've seen some videos, mate. I think you absolutely battered him.
Yeah.
Left, right, and centre.
Well, we'll just
talk me through it. Talk us through it. Sorry.
So, we had 2 opponents pull out before that guy. Ooh. But that's what happens in the in the pro game.
So you keep on training.
Yeah, I'll keep on training.
So what happened? Did they pull out in say if you got a 6-week camp?
So I had about an 8-week camp, I believe, and one person pulled out within 2 weeks, and then we had another guy that was his pro debut as well. So it was a bit of a 50-50 fight. He pulled out because he lost a fight. And then we had this guy, so it's a bit, up in the air, like what's going on, what should I do, tactic-wise. But I've always said, I'll just keep training. Whoever's in front of me, I'll fight. Like it don't matter to me. Like as long as I've got a fight in the end of the day, I'm happy. But yeah, so we fought him. We just stuck to the game plan, just box him because he was a journeyman, but he was a tough journeyman, and he could bang. Because on some of his YouTube videos, he's dropped some geezers and that, so there's no mug, but we just stuck to the plan, just box him. Try not to get in any wars, which I like, but
But yeah, saying that, he did actually give you a little sort of wake-up check, didn't he?
In the second round, he caught me one. Didn't hurt me, but it was like, right, come on now, focus. Yeah. But
that was the wake-up call then.
Yeah. It's like, come on now.
You get carried away with the moment, I think.
But, honestly...
Cool. I think that's any sport, though. Like, Ali and myself have played a bit of football, and you obviously get caught up in the moment.
Yeah. Because especially, like... all my family, my friends they're all screaming my name, the goosebumps, everything. You got to switch on. As soon as you step in them ropes, you just game on. Don't even think about anyone else. It's just you and him in that ring. But yeah, it went all good. Won on unanimous decision, and then just stuck to the plan really and got the job done. But yeah, it was best feeling ever walking out to thunderstruck by AC/DC, all the crowd going mad. It's just no better feeling, honestly.
So going back to you say you have 8-week camp. How did you find it? It being your first. How do you find camps in general?
Hard, but that's how I like it because it's not hard. Then there's something wrong. Do you know what I mean? So you can sometimes have a 12-week camp, but we had an 8-week camp. So it's just running treadmills, and we got him smashing pads with him every day. Then I got my other coach doing strength conditioning with him. It's just basically it's just non-stop. It's not like the amateurs, like. With the amateurs, you don't know who you're fighting in a way. You just always tippy-tapping on the pads, and then you get a call, right, you're fighting. With this, we've got a schedule, 8 weeks. For them 8 weeks, go through hell, and then just get as fit as you can, as strong as you can. Yeah,
so that's the thing with the amateurs. Obviously, the lads, they're all ready to box, and they could get the call at any time, sort of thing. I think we've got one of the lads, Ethan. He's probably going down to Portsmouth this week. So. Scott Beasley, the head coach down here, he does the matchmaking as well, so getting the lads to fights and everything. So they all have to be ready all the time. So their fitness is, it's kind of like they're all at school, but this is their full-time job as well. So they have to be down there at least 3 times a week, and probably some sparring sessions at the weekend and the runs, the hill sprints and all that. So they've got to stay ready because we want to keep the lads. It's not about beasting them, but we want them fit. We want them tip-top because at the end of the day, we can't have them getting injured, and we will never put a boxer out if he's not fit because that's where it gets dangerous. Right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so for the amateurs, it's kind of they have to stay ready all the time, where Toby can just relax a little bit. And then we get their 8-week camp and we just structure it, and then so he peaks at the right time. One thing, so a little bit of a different ball game, but it's still the same as such.
How do you find it being? So we've talked about on camp. What about off camp? What do you like to do? Are you
like Paddy the Baddie? Do you come in weighing 27 stone?
Oh well, no, not that bad, but it could be a couple kg. But book holiday with the missus or some lads or whatever. Just it's still, to be fair, I'm still boxing, ticking over, but it's just relaxed. If I want a little cheeky McDonald's, I'm allowed. Do you know what I mean? So, do you know what I mean? But
It's not. He just don't tell Dad.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just a bit more, less pressure, if you know what I mean. But that's all it is. Basically the same. I'm still down here, ticking over. So yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
We're going to look at the next fight. We've got it down as one thing, but you guys have assured me it's something else. So the next fight, it says you've got Zane Clark.
Yeah.
But he's pulled out. Is that right?
Yeah. So we did have Zane Clark.
Bottled it.
But I think that's a Total Sports exclusive there as well, folks. Just saying, yeah.
But yeah, so
That's it. Yeah, we'll have that clip.
So it was. Yeah, we were supposed to be fighting him. Apparently, he's retired now. That's what my
Retired?
Yes, exactly. So
That
manager
sounds like
messaged me
he got a bit nervous that he was fighting you,
saying
young man.
You know, he's retired now, so he won't fight. I thought.
We don't really know the reasons. At the end of the day, he's just
I've had a look at his picture. He looks a young enough guy. He don't look like...
He's not that old. I think he probably had ambitions to like not be a journeyman. I mean, it's got to a point where
He's a journeyman.
You know, he's in the away corner. He hasn't got to sell tickets. He's just going to turn up and get paid. You know, and this time he didn't want to do it.
Oh. So who's the new geezer then?
So Nathan Jr. is the new geezer, and he fought one of our lads at the Shinfield gym
just
over at
before he
Derby.
signed,
Yeah, so I know a little bit about him, but nothing too much really.
Is he on YouTube, is he? Or?
You know what, I'm not too sure. He might be. I haven't really looked it up, to be fair, but he might be on YouTube. So, yeah, I've got him now. Hopefully, all going well. He don't pull out or anything happens.
So what's his record like? Because the last geezer, he lost by TKO in his last fight.
Yeah, I think, you know, I'm not, off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I think he's had about 18 fights.
Yeah,
I don't know how many he's won, but I think he's had
So is that
about,
18 pro or?
Yeah, 18
Yeah,
pro
yeah.
fights, yeah. So it'll be a good test for me, but no easy fights. That's what I want. I just want to be challenged.
I think he's definitely like your journeyman. Like he's stepped up to the plate. Sometimes it could be a bit like, you know, when the opponent pulls out, you've got to go, you know, the manager up in Derby, and like, he's thinking, right, okay, you know, we need to get replacements. Sometimes it's not that easy, and you know, and they've got a good relationship with a lot of pro gyms up and about in the area, and one thing and another. Like so, fair play to him. He stepped at the plate. You know, he's more than adequate to share the ring with Toby. Like, and that's, I'm not belittling by any stretch of the imagination, because journeymen are good.
Of course,
you know, they're there to do a job, and they know how to survive, and they know what to do. And you know, if you put it on them, they'll put it on you. Like, so it's just one of those. And we met him at the last show as well. Like, I think he manages a few pro boxers as well. I think I'm right saying that anyway. But yeah, it seems like a stand-up guy. Hopefully, you know, he doesn't pick up any injuries or, you know, bail out at the last minute. All good. We'll see how it goes.
So what are your thoughts on influencer boxing? Because that's come around for...
Here we go.
Yeah.
That profile's been raised somewhat with the KSI boxing and that kind of stuff.
At the start, I'll be honest. At the start, I thought, what is this? Like, it's stupid. You know, all these people, like YouTubers with a load of money, they can just get in there and earn millions and millions and millions. And there's like us boxers, I should say, like grafting for like years to make probably a couple grand, if you know what I mean. But as time's gone on, I'll be honest, it's kind of grew on me a little bit. Because even when KSI's fighting Tommy Fury or whatever, I'm still like flicking through the channels, seeing who's winning that. It does kind of, you know, it gets your attention, but
It gets attention of certain age groups as well. I think it's brought, for me personally, looking at kind of the stats and stuff, it's brought in maybe like 16 to 25-year-old kids into boxing a bit more because their favourite influencers
it has done a lot
beating people up.
It has done a lot for boxing, because even, you know, you've got all these TikTok accounts doing boxing and stuff. Now everyone's like on the scene now, which is good, but
Well, you say that.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that. I mean, I've got a completely
He's
different...
old school, so
I'm old school, so I've got a completely different opinion of it, which a lot of like old coaches and that, like, they pretty much share the same thoughts as me. I think it's like bollocks. Like, I think you should stay in your lane, like, because. But at the end of the day, they do seem to have it quite well structured and that, like, and you know, it's going back to Toby's first point about it. I think it's just a bit sad that you got these guys who are grafting day after day, working full time, coming down the gym for about 3 or 4 hours, travelling to the gym, travelling home and out, putting it, you know, losing. He'll get paid, and then money will come out of that for, you know, all his expenses and that. He'll walk away with bugger all. And these lads are just rocking up and, you know, it's just the way,
Tommy
it's the
Fury
way it
got
is.
like 2 or 3 million quid for that fight.
Yeah,
against KSI, wasn't it?
it's crazy. I mean, look, you can't begrudge a man earning a quid, right? And that, if that's your thing, then fair enough. Like, long as it doesn't interfere with mainstream proper boxing. Like, you could call it whatever you like. It's not boxing. It's just whatever. But, you know, it's got all the
It's more of a sideshow, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, these guys, they've got subscribers and they all love it, and, you know, I see where they're coming from with it. And if it carries on, it carries on, as long as it don't interfere with proper boxing. They can make belts, they can do whatever they like, but it's dog shit.
I've got a feeling there's a few influencers in Northampton that want to take up that influencer boxing. Sorry.
Yeah.
But obviously there's more to come on our channel with that, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can update us a little bit later on that.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I'll definitely coach for money, though.
Who wouldn't? Yeah. But no, so Toby, what are your boxing ambitions? Like, obviously, you've just started.
So just to be fair, just fight, and just see what happens. You know, graft my ass off and just keep building up. You know, my resume, my name, and all that. But my biggest goal in this whole boxing thing is to win the British title. That would be the dream come true. Don't even care about world titles or anything like that in a minute. It's just that British title. That's the one title I want, and I wanted to win it. You know, I want to win it outright as well, because you have to defend it 3 times and then you keep the belt. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're not sort of savvy to like, you know, the Lonsdale belt and the history of it, it's fantastic. I mean, you could just, like with everything, just Google it and you can find out everything you need to know. Like, but it's kind of like, if you've achieved that in your boxing career and you don't get the opportunities to sort of, like, you know, get on the big platforms and you know, Matchroom, Queensbury, whatever, like Sky or anything, you get the opportunity to fight world titles and all that, because, you know, it's what you know a lot of the time. But if you can, you know, if you're good and you keep plugging away, you'll get the opportunities. And the route we want Toby to go down is fighting out of the Midlands area. He'll fight for a Midlands belt, hopefully within a couple of years, and then we'll go for the English, and then we'll go for the British, and that's the route. And then, like you said, you know, you defend that 3 times, you get to keep it. It's a beautiful belt, and if you
Is it the one with the indents on, you know, like the portraits? Is it that one?
yeah, it's kind of like gold chain and a bit of red, white, and blue ribbon, like, and then it's got Lord Lonsdale in the middle, sort of.
Yeah,
thing,
I've
like
seen the one you mean,
Lonsdale
yeah,
belt,
yeah.
they call it as well.
But
But
we'll certainly be following your journey on that.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's the one you want to go for as a domestic fighter. Sometimes
Some
if you-
famous people held that one, I presume, as well.
yeah, 100%. You know,
So what weight you at? Is it welterweight?
No, I'm middleweight.
Middleweight.
Yeah.
not in a minute.
So the famous people that have won that, there's got to be a fair few.
Oh yeah, there's loads.
Yeah, I mean,
there's
you
loads.
got to look, I mean, just straight off the top of my head, like Carl Froch and, you know, people like that sort of thing. He's gone on to be like multiple world champion, but got the grassroots.
Yeah.
You know, the Lonsdale belt. It's endless. You know, Furies and all that sort of thing. They've all had it. Everyone aims for it, but sometimes people have to pass it by to develop their career. Perhaps the promoter says, look, I'm going to give you a shot at the WBO.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I really wanted the British first and the Commonwealth and the
You
European.
want to follow that set,
Yeah.
that set play.
I want him to go the traditional route, but only time will tell, you know, and we'll see how it goes. You know, it's a journey.
Yeah.
Fine, Alistair.
So, as you mentioned earlier, you played a bit of football.
Yeah.
And I heard there's a particular team that you support. So do you want to
Aston
tell
Villa.
the listeners what?
I'm Villa till I die. Remember that. These don't like it, but it's the truth.
United all the way.
Yeah. So pretty much. Well, you can go ahead. You put me in. As soon as I come out, you just put me in the old Villa gear, didn't you?
Well, that's it. That's what dads do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he had no choice. Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
my dad's the same. We're Leeds fans.
Yeah. There you go.
And he's been a Leeds fan since forever because he hasn't had a choice. His mum's an Arsenal fan, so...
Yeah.
See, I got the choice. My dad's a Chelsea fan and Mum's a United fan, so I just picked the better one.
Just pick the better one.
Oh, Alistair. I used to like you. Oh.
Yeah, my dad's a Chelsea fan, literally. I don't know.
Yeah. Go on then.
I don't know what he's thinking.
So, do you go Villa a lot?
Well, we used to, didn't we? We used to be season ticket holders. Like,
Until Jack Grealish left and he started crying about it.
yeah,
Well,
pretty
it's
much.
a little
Yeah.
bit before that. Yeah, I mean, that would have tipped me over the edge again, right? I think.
See how I said that from this side, right? From a bit of this.
Yeah, just
No,
wait till later.
no, I
Oh,
mean,
no.
What it was like, I mean, obviously, I used to go up to Villa like before he was born, like with you know, a few of my mates and one thing, another, my brother and that, like. Yeah, I used to love it. Young man going at the football on Saturday or whatever in the week, it's just great. It's what you do. Any football fan understands that completely. Like, you know, along he comes, like, and you know, after a couple of years, like, of wearing Villa baby grows and that, like, we get him his first shorts and t-shirt, and then not long after that, dragging him up there with us, like, so. Yeah, and it comes to a point where, like, the missus, my brother, my missus, and him, we were all season ticket holders up there, like, so great. And we've done that for, I mean, I've been going up there for like 20 odd years anyway, like, so. But as a family, we were probably doing it for about 5 or 6 years. Yeah.
On socials, where can we find you, Toby?
So you can find me on Instagram, so that's Toby_Bassett_. And you can find me on Facebook, that's Toby Bassett, isn't it? Because you do most of my Facebook, all like the reels and that lot. And that's, to be fair, that's pretty much it, isn't it, on the socials? Yeah.
I mean, we did sort of set up a Twitter account, but it's a bit dull, really, isn't it? But it's still on it. Now and again, we put stuff on it. I think that's, again, just Toby Bassett. It might be Toby Bassett too, like, but all you got to do is search his name anyway.
Yeah, the main one is Instagram and Facebook. That's where you can find me best.
If our viewers were looking, and listeners, sorry, were looking to sponsor you, how can they go about doing that?
So get in contact with either the gym or myself. But we are looking for sponsors at the minute, because obviously at the minute I'm just starting off this, pro journey, and it is kind of hard finding, the right people to sponsor you and, getting contacts and all that. So if there's, anyone out there, just, get in contact with us. Any little helps, really. And
that's the Northampton ABC gym, isn't it?
Yeah, Northampton ABC.
Yeah, you can, I mean, obviously there's plenty of coaches down there Toby's linked with, so... you can get in touch with Toby through his socials, or like I say, through the club. Get in touch with one of us, like, and we'll always link up with you. It is difficult, for these guys. They, unless you're, you got the company you work for are pretty good, like, and we'll chuck you a few quid, sort of thing, like. It's tricky because you don't know how much to ask for, and one thing or another.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
We know how much it costs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So. I won't give you an example of cost off because I think I've already scared one person off, like. But Toby's got like a 4-fight schedule this year, sort of thing. So you kind of break it down with strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
And all the training fees. And
you have to stick a bit of food in you as well, kids.
Yeah,
surely.
this is
protein's going to be a bit of a
nutrition
killer.
And everything, like, and then you got your travel, then there's the kit and everything. Like, it's not cheap. If I took it out of his purse, he'd probably owe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At this sort of stage, you do it for the love of it, but you do need that backing, and obviously the more backing you get, the easier it is. And Toby's not at the stage where he can pack up work. Some boxers, they're probably lucky enough to get that sort of sponsorship, like, but he's got a graft, and that's it. So we appreciate anybody who can offer any help. It doesn't matter how little it is, sort of thing. As long as they don't come to us wanting a free ticket, because we'll end up paying them then.
Yeah, fair point.
So,
Talking about tickets, your next fight, when's that going to be?
So my next fight is March 9th. Yes.
Soon.
Yeah, just around the corner, really.
A couple of weeks out.
Yeah, a couple of weeks out. So obviously just been training for that. Still got a couple. Well, I say a couple. Got about 10 tickets left, I think. And obviously we organised a coach up there as well, and we've got some seats left on that. So.
And for that, is that via your socials to get hold of those tickets?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty much like running the show with the tickets and making sure all the money's there and getting it up to the club up north and one thing and another. Like,
logistics
so,
and all that. Yeah.
Again, like with any sponsorship, or if anyone needs to get in touch with Toby for whatever reason, just go through the club. There is tickets available. We're hoping he's going to do his allocation, which he smashed his allocation last time on his pro debut, like, and took a few more, sort of thing. Yes, we are putting on a coach. We're hoping to fill it to make it pay, because that's not cheap either. Like,
of course,
53-seater coach, 800 quid. So it's like,
wow,
got to fill it.
Yeah.
So we're learning lessons as we're going along, sort of thing. Like, perhaps should have done a 30-seater coach and we just fill it up and that's it, sort of thing.
But that's the lessons you learn kind of going through the stages, isn't it?
Exactly.
Just as much as you're new to this as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's all part of the journey.
The tickets will be available right up until, pretty much fight week, sort of thing. Then there's a point where we have to get the money back into the promotion. But we're hopeful that we're going to do it, and so it's you work things around paydays and things.
Yeah, we know that, don't we, Ali? We know that one.
And we've already, we just got rid of Christmas. And then the first payday comes in January, and you're like, okay, you're trying to get people to like cough 50 quid for a ticket, 16 quid for the coach. And it's
Which
like,
is still reasonable though, because
yeah.
Derby is a lot
Yeah.
more than 16 quid for petrol away. isn't it?
Yeah, exactly
Like,
that.
I mean, the price of the coach may have to go up, like, so sorry about that, because we've got to cover the cost and one thing. Next time, not this time.
Yeah.
But, so it's still reasonable, and 50 quid, it's a good price for a ticket. Yeah, it's probably £10 dearer than some of the local boxes around here, sort of thing.
But with all due respect, people are putting their lives on the line. It's as simple as that. One
Yeah,
wrong
yeah.
punch and
That
things
could
could
be
happen.
it. Yeah, exactly.
This is the thing, like, for any part, I'll keep taking over, like,
That's
but,
right.
but he's putting his life on the line, like, and you can't play that down at all, like, and he's getting friends and family there to support him, like, and they all want to see him do well and that, and they've got to understand, like, he's trying to make his way, he's trying to better himself, trying to be the best version of himself. That's a saying I keep using, like.
I like that saying.
Yeah.
I like that saying.
It is. It's just like, why not challenge yourself? And that's what he's doing, like, and let's hope he can achieve his goals and dreams and aspirations and all that malarkey sort of thing. Like, but
I've got a feeling you will with a supportive dad in your corner.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And one that we saw you absolutely pummeling about an hour ago.
I'll be there to the bitter end.
No, it's good. It's all good.
Anyway, one last. So just to round it off, people that want to get involved, what are 3 words of advice?
Consistency.
Good one.
So yeah, consistency is key because you've got to be consistent in this game. Because if you're not, you're just going to get found out, and then that'll be it really. So I'll say consistency. You got to have heart. So I'll say heart. You got to have good heart for this because it's not easy. I've had ups and downs in this sport like no one. Do you know what I mean? And that's all part of it. So you got. I would say good mental mind, and you got to have heart for it, and just enjoy it. Just enjoy it, because if you don't enjoy something, it's like even with work, if you don't enjoy it, what's the point?
That's pretty good, actually, because those 3 things are pretty much a mantra within boxing. Like, it's we've seen it so many times. Kids come down there, they want to box, like they do what they need to do to get carded. There's a process you have to go through. You can't just walk in there and start sparring. It's just like against the rules and everything, like, because we're all affiliated. England Boxing Insurance and everything, like. So those good, they're good principles set by, because we see people, they get punched in the face and they go, woo, you never see them again. Like, you got to want it, and you got to have that heart and desire. Like, it's that's pretty good.
Yeah. So they're the 3 main things, I would say. You're tuning into Total Sport with Ali and Sam. My name's Toby Thunder Bassett. Bosh.